Go with this finger for a while, ring finger. Thursday, 23:26, 23 seconds, year 2025, 5th month, May, 29th day. Ring finger, see? And then looking at the trade, so Euro US dollar, go to the MT5 platform. Here it's on the 1 minute chart. Get an arrow here. The brother saw it coming up. Because it kind of went down a little bit. Well, it went up and then it just went down. Because the markets opened up at 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, America with the United States, West Coast, California, Oregon, Washington State. And then it had this black bar came down for 15 minutes. 11 o'clock, it was around up the top up here, and it looked like it was going to get going. So the brother put his stop losses at break even +2. That's normal procedure. Always the stop losses go to break even +2. Get a little 2 pips profit for any trades that don't pan out, or if the brother doesn't get out early enough. So this came down, and now it's going back up for a retest. This broke this low right here. These traders that put their stops down here and got to the trades just got stopped out with this move, engulfment bar. So now enticing traders to go back up, and it could go back up, and then traders will put their stops down below this black bar. You know, for traders that like to trade the smaller time frames. But remember, the smaller time frames are for trade entries. The trade entries when there's a setup. Sticking to the rules, the classical charting rules. Sticking to the classical charting rules. Smaller time frames, which are the 15-minute, the 5-minute, and the 1-minute chart. Those are for entering a trade with sniper pinpoint accuracy. For those that like to use the hunting technology, big cat strike force, pounce and leap. Grab the neck quick, shake and tear, and hold the breath. Those are just ways of looking at things, but that's more from the gladiator kill, bloodthirsty compound mentality. That's the old habit, and sometimes turned bad habit. This brother's always looking to bring new habits in, new verbiage. So the brother went to the 1-minute chart when it got up here and figured if it was going to break. If it was going to break one of these, let's see, go to the 1 minute. See, it went up here. Brother was thinking, well, is it going to break? Is it going to break this high? Is it going to reach that high? So the brother just sat here with it, and all of a sudden it turned around and started going the other way. Because traders on the 1-minute charts, traders put their stops above this coil. This is a small 1-minute coil. So that the computer algorithm just went up and stopped them out, came back the other direction. Now, another thing to keep in mind is the numbers. Okay, here's the low. So it's at around 135, which is not a round number. Most of these trades like to go to round numbers before they turn the opposite direction and reverse. So, but it doesn't always. Most of the time it does. So the brother's just monitoring it. And he's up around 20 pips on the pip calculator here. Rotate the screen to portrait mode to get to the portfolio down at the bottom. So there it is, 20 pips around there. Up $4 right now on a 2-cent trade, which is 2,000 international units. So go back to the home screen and get to the MT5 platform right here. And check the MT4 and look at the profits, and there it is on the MT4 platform. $4 trade, 2 cent. There's $4. Blue is for profit. And here's the sell. Sell trades are in red. But if the sell trade was to go in a drawdown, then this would be red for the total. So go back to the, well, just keep it right here for now, and then just go back to the home screen and go to the MT5 platform right here, which is the demo account, which the demo account has trades on too. Brother put 2 cents on the demo account. It's roughly the same amount of money, $889. It's $396. And go back to the chart and rotate the screen. So the brother has a target here. The target is from the peak high to the peak low. It was to this peak low. The target was from that peak low to that peak low. These are 2 peak lows. So basically right here, that was the target. No, the target was that peak high to that peak low. An expansion for that range, which is, well, let's see, where did the brother, I think the brother used this. I think he went like that, and then he brought it down to the low, or to the close price. Anyway, the idea is that looking for where the traders have where are the bankers, the high level bankers that move the market. They're looking for where the money is, and all the money's going to be right here at this break from New York session. During the news, traders got into this trade, and so they're at break even down here. So the bankers are thinking, all right, well, they don't like anybody having any money, so unless they've gotten their profits or somewhere along the line as it could come down, some of them just hang on. And Russell knows exactly, knows that game, hanging on, fucking no profits, or just break even +2. And so they're going down. They could come down. And also, this is known as a fair value gap on this bar. A bar above it, and a bar above it, and a bar in the middle. And so they go down and get the fair value gap. And one can study on that on YouTube. But anyway, so this is, and the money can also be down here too. Stop losses behind here. So it all depends. You know, the big bankers are looking at the screen where everybody placed all their bets at and where their stop loss is at. And so it's easy for them. They just go down, stop everybody out wherever their stops are at. So ain't no big deal for them. And so this is at round numbers too. It's at 1.1300. Okay, it passed the 50 mark. It got past the 50 mark up here, and it kept going down. So the next mark it could go to is the 25 mark. Go to the 25 mark and turn too. So here's the 25 mark, would be right at this bar right here. Right at the exchange between those two bars. But for the most part, they usually come down and stop everybody out this break even down here. So that's the target. If it doesn't get there, it doesn't get there. There's the TP right there, TP. So then, who knows? It could just fucking just go up and down and play around here all fucking London session and just slowly creep its way down. Or it could come down, hit it, and then automatically blast off and keep going. There's news tomorrow at 5:30 in the morning, so they could probably, And then look at the Elliott waves and think, is there an Elliott wave here? Well, there could be. There could be an Elliott wave here. Fuck. Could be an Elliott wave here. This could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming down for an A. Come down here for an A, could. And that's one way of looking at it. And just go into all the different time frames and go to the 30-minute. Is there an Elliott wave? Look for the shape. Go to the hour. Is there an Elliott wave? And kind of, sort of. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up for 5. And on the hour chart, this could have the blasting effect, which Scott Schubert teaches, the trading mastermind. He's on YouTube. So anyway, so there's a 5-minute. Is there a 5-minute Elliott wave here? Let's go back to the 15 minutes, shorten up this arrow. There could be a 5-minute Elliott wave. So that would be 1, 2, which is distortion B, 3, 4, 5, and now it's coming up for an ABC correction. A, B, and then C. And just keep going. and look how it's going above this low here. It's creeping up. It turned down and then it went up even more. So the brother's thinking to himself, should he get out because of that? Or should he just let it run and stop out if it wants to stop out? Or should the brother get half the profits off the table? And to get half the profits off the table, just go to the Oanda trade account and reduce it. Hit reduce and put 1,000 in there, and then just hit submit. Or he could take off. He could remove 100, 200, 300. Brother hasn't gotten anything under 100 yet, but he's kind of curious. Wonder if it will get 10 off. Let's see. Wow, there it is. Let's see if it happens. Shall see if it happens. Trade reduced, 1990, and then go to the other trading account and see if it shows up for profits. Just kind of playing around with it here. That's the lowest reduction. Look at that, 1 cent. Got 1 cent out of the deal. Profit for the day, 1 cent. So now, go back to the screen and see what it's up to. If anything, the brother could say he had a profitable trade here. At least got 1 cent out of it, which is still wonderful. That is the goal. The main goal is to get profit. Scott Schubert will hammer that one. He says always the main goal is to get profit, as long as there's profit. Even Stacy Burke pounds that one. He says, and be sure you pay yourself too. Be sure you. Russell says the self. Be sure to pay the self, because he's all into commercial language and improving the soul at the international universal level. So, because the international bankruptcy as well as the corporate earth bankruptcy. One's paper, one's expression. At the universal level, one's expression or inner child has been bankrupted, so that the expression gets stamped out and doesn't come out, and the soul and all that, the body ends up dying. Girl energy, which is the yin energy. And then at the money level, paper money level, the soul is the universal money, the expression, to be able to oh, look at that, it's starting to come up. So now is it coming up to get these guys here? Because here's traders could have put their trades in and then put their break evens right here, because there's a space right here, a V, a small V, and then traders got, when it flipped, there's a small little pin on the 15-minute. So they could have got in the trade, put their stops up here, and then it started going down. They put their thing at break even. And then their bankers are coming out and thinking to themselves, all right, well, shall we go get them here or get them here? Or shall we just get them, and get everyone and keep going? So now Russell has to say to himself, all right, so how far does Russell want to let this thing go before he thinks that he wants to get half the profit, half the trade off, reduce it 900 international units? So the brother can drop down to the 1 minute and watch the trade a little closer here. See what's going on at the 1 minute. Is there any Elliott waves in this 1 minute that are revealing itself? Could this be a trend? And this is a B, C, and then turn. Is it at numbers? 47, now it's going up a little more. And the profits are dwindling. It was at $4. It was at $4, and now it's at $3.12 with 251 now with 12 pips instead of 20 pips. So sitting here watching the 1 minute chart according to the pattern, see if it's revealing anything that it wants to hit. And if the brother wanted to, he could go scope out the pound and the Aussie correlating pairs and see how, and the yen, dollar, and all these other pairs here. So here's the 1 minute on the Aussie. Here's the Euro Aussie. Here's the Euro yen. Here's the dollar again. Here's the pound yen. Here's the pound dollar. See, it's 1 minute patterns. It's coming up and hit that area. A little V gap up there. It's starting to turn on the 1 minute. Is the euro starting? Yep, the euro is turning too. So they're correlated very close right now. See the Aussie. Not so much with the Aussie, a little bit. Go with the dollar yen is the correlated pair, and it goes the opposite direction on the dollar yen. So as the dollar yen goes up, the euro dollar goes down, and the pound dollar goes down, and sometimes the Aussie dollar goes down. So, and then look at this on the 15, look at it and say, oh, it looks like the yen might be headed up here, according to the pattern. Here's a B or a Elliott wave. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going up for an A, B, C. Could be. Possibly. But it's coming down now. Look at that. Which says that the euro would be going up. And there it is on the 15 minute. But go down to the minute chart. There we go. There it is. That little arrow there. And then the pound is starting to go up. It's got 2 white bars on the 1 minute wanting to go up. Look at the euro or the yen. The yen's coming down on the 1 minute. And so if the yen's going down, the pound should be going up and the euro should be going up, which it kind of is. The euro yen, see, the euro yen is up to. The euro yen's got it down for the 1 minute. And same with the dollar yen. It's a bit going down. But in order to get profit on the euro, the dollar yen has to go up. Goes opposite directions. So things to use as tools for exiting a trade or entering a trade is correlating pairs. And once again, Scott Schubert's a master at that, at comparing correlated pairs. So, but one only learns that when they're in the trade room with Scott. He doesn't teach that in the course. So, and the trade room he's not running the trade room right now. He's having a break from the trade room. He's wanting to look at the charts less. So he's probably burning himself out on charts because he go London and New York session for 16 years doing webinars. And so could be a burnout for him. He's getting up there in age, so. He said he was feeling a little sick, also having bouts of sickness, and seeing if he can cure himself with self-ailments and cure foods, cure beverages. So it's 10 minutes till 12 o'clock. And 12 o'clock is usually a moving timing hour. Timing windows for London session are 11, 12, and 1 o'clock. And it's usually the middle hour that the currencies move. That'd be 12 o'clock for London. This session, which is London. And this is currencies. This for the currency market. But it doesn't always move at the 12 o'clock. Sometimes it moves at the 1 o'clock. And sometimes it moves at the 2 or the 3 o'clock too, so, you know. But the first 3 hours are usually the most consistent. And the middle hour is the best consistency. To enter a trade, wait for the setup, price behavior, and levels, price levels, round numbers. And the zeros, double zeros, and the 50s are the best moving entries. The 25s and the 75s are for stop hunts. And then they reverse, go the other way, and cross the 0 or the 50. And then if there's a previous day's trade close near the round numbers, which would be the 0 or the 50, Paul Tudor Jones quote, think of the entry point as yesterday's close. If there's a setup. And the setups are, like I say, the setups happen the day before or the session before. There are such thing as session trades too. Those are smaller, like 25 pip profits, sometimes 50. But the 2-day setups, 3-day setups. And then there's the ACB, which are ain't coming back setups. Whoop! Okay, so it's coming up to this level here. And then looking at the 5 minute, is it yeah, it's giving a lot of 5-minute bars down here at the bottom. And that's a giveaway. That's a 3-bar reversal on the 15-minute bar. Almost. At the close at 12 o'clock, that would be a 3-bar. There's a 3-bar reversal, which is, once again, that would be Elliott wave, looking like Elliott wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then saying ta-de-da, come back up, but it's hard to tell, so. And that was a quick burst right there too, which is usually a small stop hunt also. And then it pinned, see that? Because people got their break evens right in here in this crevice. And a quick bar toward that crevice, boom. They get them real quick and then turn around and go the other way. Stop them out, turn them, go the other way. So, but it might just keep on going up though. Like I said, this could be a small Elliott wave right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then reverse A, B, C, and keep on going. This little thing up here, this is the home base for the mouse trackball remote control. It looks like a moon. A moon up in the black sky. So look at that. It's wanting to reverse a little bit here. Brother's tired today. Been a full day today. Brother went out the backyard, did radio programs on Mary Trump. Now Mary Trump's all happy because President Donald Trump supposedly got his tariffs put on pause through the International Trade Court. But he put in an appeal, so shall see things that are going on with that. So, you know, the tariffs seem like a wonderful thing. You know, equality in trade. You know, if a nation is having a loss from the trade with another nation, you know, that seems a bit off, but there might be some other factors that play into it. And also the international trade could be on the Democratic side, and it's another hurdle to overcome for justice. So it could be this, it could be that. The main thing is just to remain open and flow with all the different evidences that show up and ideas that one feels comfortable to support. When the brother first heard the news, it was kind of a shock to the system. Kind of felt kind of weird, and there was a psychological thing. Hearing Mary Trump looking at Russell on the screen, it was like she was calling Russell Taco, because Russell likes to talk a lot. Audit shit. So there was a psychological edge there. Russell had to pass that test, universal test, pass that hurdle and all that, and deal with it, and all the blood flow and tension that happens with the body, and feel it in the skull. All those embarrassing feelings and stuff like that. Reputation on the line. Oh, Russell's been talking, goes out to the backyard, gets on the microphone, sings for all the neighbors, and says Trump tariffs are great, and sheriff and all that. And so, you know, getting used to that for the international stage, because it could be that Russell's going to be going to the international stage. So slowly getting used to all these different things that people on stage get used to, and learn how to, to be fair and square with the talk. And Russell always says that there could be some hidden agendas with Trump. Trump seems to be the best choice, and otherwise there would be illegal migrants all over the place with violence, crime, and people's jobs and all that, and war and taxes, and look at it. Look at it's coming down. See that? Look how that played out. But who knows? It can reverse and go the other way. Wow, look at that. Just as Russell was saying Trump seems to be the best choice, although there could be hidden agendas with Trump and lessons for Trump to learn and all that too. Everybody has an inner child that longs to be mothered with the universal motherly energy. So to suckle on the tits, symbolically, metaphorically or allegorically, to suckle on Mother Universe's tits to grow up. Everyone's struggles with that, and pride and ego, and the inner monster, the inner child bully. We all encounter. So that was pretty good call call on that one. It worked out. All caught on video too. Plus it's 12 o'clock too. It just struck 12. So look, the market's kind of moving. It's been about an hour for this video, so this thing could stop right here and it could turn and go the other way, but the brother shall monitor it, but no use. Stop the recording, and brother's done enough recording for the day. 3 hours worth of fucking recording today, so I might just want to be here for a few minutes to see if this thing breaks or if it just sticks right there. Might as well just go to a quarter after, add another 15 minutes to the video. See how it looks on the 5 minute. That's a nice engulfing bar there. Wonderful bar. See how it looks on the 15 minute. Wonderful. Now look at the Aussie. Oh, the Aussie just broke the low. The new low. Look at the pound. The pound's the same as the euro. Struggling to get past that low right there, previous low. And then there's the yen. The yen is starting to come up here. It hasn't got to its previous high yet. And there's the white line, which is yesterday's previous close. Paul Tudor Jones, think of the entry point as yesterday's previous close. Is there a setup for the yen yesterday? Yes, there is. This is actually a 3-session red day. 3-session red day, see that? So it's the opposite as the euro, which is a 3-session green day going up this way. So Paul Tudor Jones, think of the entry point. It came down and broke yesterday's low. Came down at the numbers. Use the Funkelfinker. Here's the numbers at the low. It came down to 143.42, which is close to 50. So it came down to a 50 number. The 50 numbers are for entering trades. It'd be best if this was a 75 down here or a 25. But, so it's a little bit different. And then the Paul Tudor Jones right here is at 16, 144.16. So the Paul Tudor Jones numbers, or the timing, or the price levels are a bit off, which says that it might not be a great trade. But here we have here is the break of the high. Here's the coil. Here's the V. The price is locked in down here, which is giving a sign that the big bankers have locked the price in and they're not going to go down. They just trapped traders in here, moving up. But it was an hour to trap them. These are 4 15-minute bars. If this was a full 15-minute bar, this would be a good trap, but it's not. Anyway, so here's the coil, here's the top of the coil, and it broke. It pulled back, and looking for an engulfment from the pullback. Here's the pullback bar, the black bar. The next bar wasn't much an engulfment, but the second bar is given a little more sign. It's preferable to have the engulfment bar be one bar that encloses this black small bar down here. Then one could say, yeah. Like I said, that usually happens when all the numbers line up for the price levels at the 25s, the 75s, the 50s, and the 00s. These ones are a bit off. So same thing on the euro. They're a little bit off. A little bit off, but so it won't be the best trade, although there could be some out of it. And of course, the brother has got some out, got some money out so far. He's at least got 1 cent. He's going to get break even plus 2, or at least get out of the trade if it comes back up, and it looks like it's going to keep going up instead of continuing with this. Probably big bankers are going for to go get the money. They're going down to get the money first for all the traders that have profitable trades at the New York session with this morning's news. They're going down to stop them out, get the money, supposedly. And it happens quite often. It happens very often. And this would be known as a pullback with the trend. And especially with the bigger trend, which is the C wave at the monthly. We'll look at the monthly. And heading up for a C wave. Shut down. Going up to this dotted line up here at the top. The white dotted line is the goal. The C wave is usually the same size as the A wave. So trend is up. The big trend is up. And here's the weekly. The big trend is up. It's got a pullback now with a big weekly white bar. There's a big weekly white bar right there. Same thing on the weeklies. There's a 3-day setup. There's also a 3-week setup. There's also the 3-month setup. It's all fractal. As above, so below. Same things that happens on the 1-minute chart happens on the largest monthly chart, the yearly chart, and all that. So here's the daily. The daily trend is up right here. It's going up, and then a pullback. Big green day here. And with a big green day, there's going to be a pullback. Sometimes it comes down to the 50% level. That's another rule with classical trading. Sometimes it comes down to the 50% level. And so to learn that more and more, have experience with it on the charts, actual chart trading, live trading with real money. Or if some like to trade with fake money, but trading with real money is where the real emotions come in. And learning how to just trade with pennies until one gets consistent. And it's hard because the greed, self-sabotaging, lack of discipline, all that stuff. So, going back to the 15-minute. Get the bar over here. So, it's 10 minutes after. And look, we got a little break here. Starting to want to break. Yeah, look at that. And then go to the 5-minute. See. Oh, look. Well, so go to 1 minute. See what it looks like. All right. Go to 5 minute, and then look at see the yen. There, it's going up. So that's wonderful. Like once again. Paul Tudor Jones heading toward the Paul Tudor Jones white line, yesterday's close. And so for the yen, these brothers, these big bankers, could be going where the money is at. It's going to be up here. They're going to put all their break-evens up over here. Or going over here. This is a low-hanging fruit. and go up there and get that one. So that would be. And so in order to get a target, you know, learning from the classical charting from Stacy Burt, go to the previous high, the two peak high, peak low, and then use that as a as the tool, measuring tool. Okay, so peak high, peak low. Something like this. The brother's still looking to master this, so he's just, so then the target's going to be, it's like A equals C. It's like an A equals C rule. Except just using peak high, peak low, and then there's the target, and that's where the money's at right here. So the target is also where the money's at. This is called asymmetrical patterning. Markets move asymmetrically, so which is probably interpreted as, you know, some type of even flow. Even flow or ebb and flow. So look at there, it's still going on the 5 minute. Go to the pound. Pound's coming down, so now go to the 15 for the pound, and so the money. Look for the money instead of asking the question, where is the money? Because that's like contempt of court judges. They ask questions all the time. You better answer my question or I'm going to contempt your court, put you in jail for 30 days. Keep doing it 30 days at a time till you answer my goddamn question. So the money's down here, break even. So they're pretty close. And it's starting to, looks like it's wanting to haul ass to get down there. So remove that and go back to the dollar. So who knows? It could reverse and go back the other direction anytime it wants. It could be that they're only going to come down this far and get all the stops that are down here below this coil. There's a small coil right here, which is just a coil is just a group of candlesticks that are going up and down in the same little box. Just draw a little box around these, and that's a coil. And they put their stops down below the coil. So they might want to just look for the coils and then turn around and head back up. But it's 1:15 now, so Brother Shell just get in bed and use the remote control and use the flat screen in the bed. But with the screen recording, the brother, it doesn't need a special adapter to put it on the big 43-inch flat screen. Otherwise, the brother's just looking at this little fucking 5-inch by 2-inch fucking screen, being close to it, getting fucking radiated with the 5G. Fuck that shit. Brother's gonna go in the bed, get the remote control, leave this smartphone in the living room, and it'll be hooked right up to the 43-inch flat screen. Anyway, so that's it. Until next news. Hit the red bar.